Okay. Set up here. Look at that.
Cool. All right, I'm showing that we're at 5:01, so let's see if we can get everyone seated.
My son-in-law used to do work for Tillman.
We'll go ahead and start with roll call. Chandler, can you assist with that?
Yes, Chair. Chair Rogers,
Present.
Vice Chair Turner Whiteley,
Present.
Secretary Foyt,
Present.
Treasurer Dukowski,
Present.
Trustee Jones,
Present.
Trustee Sanchez,
Present.
Trustee Williams Jr., present. Trustee Fiedler,
Present.
Trustee Profit. Chair, a quorum is present.
Thank you. We have those who are able to stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic which stands one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right. We will move to public comment. Chandler, do we have guests signed up for public comment?
I don't think he brought him in.
Yes, Chair, we do have sign-ups for public comment.
All right.
First under public comment is Maggie Farrell.
Good afternoon, Commissioners. My name is Maggie Farrell. That's spelled Maggiefarrell. I am the Dean of Libraries at the University of Nevada, Las Vegas. I am also a leader within the American Library Association and the International Federation of Library Associations. I am speaking to agenda item number 9, which is the Executive Director Kelvin Watson's annual performance review. I want to speak to Kelvin or Director Watson's national and international reputation. We know full well of the director's influence and leadership within our community. But what might not be apparent is his work on the national and international level. He is regarded as a mentor to a number of librarians throughout the United States. And most recently, the library is being recognized by IFLA as one of the outstanding library design buildings. This is due to the director's leadership and, most importantly, his vision for our community. And that vision extends on a much broader scale, bringing national and international recognition to our community. I'd be happy to answer any specific questions that you might have regarding his performance, but I wanted to note it today as you begin his annual evaluation. Thank you.
Next on public comment is Mayor Shelley Berkeley.
Good evening, everybody. It's a tremendous pleasure for me to be here with you today. Kelvin, these remarks are directed to you. I am so delighted to know you and know that you are in this position and doing everything you can to bring this entire community to the next level when it comes to libraries. I was raised in a family where we didn't have a lot of money, but we had a lot of books in the house. And I think that was the beginning of my lifelong love of learning. I could spend hours and hours in the library. I never became a Kindle person. I never became a Nook. I always wanted to read that book from cover to cover and to feel a book in my hands and be able to read it and learn from it has been nothing short of a blessing for my life. Now, I know libraries aren't exactly the way they were when I was a kid growing up and using the public libraries, but what you have managed to do is truly nothing short of extraordinary. And as mayor of the city of Las Vegas, I couldn't be more excited that every day you not only show up to work, but you educate the rest of us on how important libraries are. What they do is they continue to expand and provide so many more offerings for our fellow citizens. So one of the things I get to do as mayor is present proclamations to truly worthy people in this community. I can't think of anyone else that I would rather be giving a proclamation to at this moment in time than to you. It is well deserved. It is an honor that honors the rest of us. And although I won't read the proclamation because I'm not really keen on politicians to read these proclamations, but I will say a few words about it. It's from the office of the mayor. It's a proclamation. And it says, I, Shelley Berkeley, mayor of the city of Las Vegas, do hereby proclaim July 9th, 2026 as Kelvin Watson Day here in Southern Nevada in the city of Las Vegas. Thank you for all you do. And may I ask you to come over and receive it? Kelvin, you will notice that even though this is a lovely proclamation on very nice stern paper, it isn't framed. And the reason for that is you have more money than the city of Las Vegas. It'll leave this to you. Great. Thank you, and it's a pleasure. My pleasure. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, Mayor. Next under public comment is Janet Uthman.
Good evening. Put this up a little bit. Good evening, Las Vegas, Clark County Library Board of Trustees, Kelvin, the Library District and Foundation members. Thank you for having me here today. I'm Janet Uthman, Market Vice President for Cox Communications. And I just want to start with a little story too. I was telling Kelvin as I was driving over here, kind of reflecting on my last 4.5 years at Cox Communications and 4.5 years here in the Las Vegas Valley. When I first arrived here, not knowing a soul, starting the role at Cox Communications, I'm like, how am I going to help increase awareness for the digital divide? There are thousands, hundreds of thousands of homes throughout the state of Nevada that don't have access to broadband. And we all know that it is a game changer. And just one conversation with Kelvin, he was like, how can I help? And you were the first partnership that I had. And I remember you had all these influencers. I didn't know a soul in Nevada. You had the Attorney General at our first event that we put on, as well as about 100 other influencers as well. And I was able to tell them about the digital divide and how Cox has affordable programs. So I thank you for that. But also thinking of, I remember the last board meeting I appeared at, and your board president was talking about one of your patrons, your library patrons, who used the hotspot. So we had a great partnership between the library and our Wi-Fi network. So your patrons were able to come in and get a free access to our Wi-Fi hotspots across the community. And I remember Nate told at the time about a patron that came in and he was homeless. And he picked up one of the hotspots or access to one of the Wi-Fi hotspots at the library. He was able to do his interview and get a job. So that type of stuff kind of moves me and touches me, but this is what you've done throughout the time I've known you, and I'm sure long before. So I knew you were a superstar when I met you. You have been an amazing partner, and I just wanted to share those personal stories with you. Just thank you for your partnership over the years. So it is my honor to announce a $200,000 grant from the James M. Cox Foundation to the Las Vegas Clark County Library District Foundation. This generous grant supports the development of a creation lab at the West Las Vegas Library with technology and programming that encourages creativity and supports a variety of learning opportunities to build foundational skills. At Cox, we are committed to empowering our communities and our 1,500 employees that live and work here across the valley. We have a commitment to build a better future across this valley for the next generation. This commitment includes support from the James M. Cox Foundation, the charitable arm of Cox Enterprises, our parent company. And it's also named, this grant is named after James M. Cox, our founder. The foundation concentrates its community support in several areas, including early childhood education, health, empowering families and individuals for success, all of which are encompassed in the Creation Lab this grant supports. Cox is proud of its longstanding partnership with the Library District and the Library Foundation. It's a great honor to share the support from the James M. Cox Foundation. And Kelvin, if you would indulge me in coming up and receiving the check for $200,000. Okay, Mom.
Now I'm gonna do video. Yes. Thank you so much. Thank you.
All right. Well done, my friend.
Shelley was here. Oh, that's what they planned on. I knew she didn't have much time. Oh. There. Yeah. Don't have to.
Chair, that concludes public comment.
A motion. Second.
Second.
Say aye.
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 Carried. Moving to agenda item 4, approval of proposed minutes for the regular board meeting of trustees meeting that occurred on June 11, 2026. Do we have a motion?
So move.
Do we have a second?
Second.
Comment? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried. 4B, Risk Management Committee meeting minutes for June 11, 2026. Do we have a motion?
So move.
Do we have a second?
Second.
Comment? Okay, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried. The final proposed minute for the nominating committee meeting that occurred on June 11, 2026. You have a motion?
So moved.
Do you have a second?
Second.
Did we get that? Okay, any comments? Okay, hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Carried. Okay, moving on to the chair's report. And I'll just start with my report, just recognizing Kelvin for the many accomplishments, namely just being named to the 2026 Distinguished Member of Beta Phi Mu, International Library Basic Studies Honor Society. That's a new accomplishment. Also, just as the library, the West Side Library shortlisted for the IFLA James Bennett Public Library of the Year Award for 2026. Prestigious global honor that recognizes excellence in public library design, innovation, and community impact. And I'm made aware that we're one of 4 who are shortlisted, so that is a tremendous accomplishment. And I know that there were many hands that contributed to the overall design and execution. I know Ms. Vito gets a lot of credit as project manager for that, but just say it's a huge honor to be recognized there. And then lastly, just being recognized as the ALA Library of the Year. I know we'll be talking a little bit more about that, and you know, we had a full swing of what that really meant for the board members who were able to go to ALA Chicago. And I told my fellow committee members who were there that I would give them some time to just sort of share their experience, and then we have a special presentation. So I'll start with you, Trustee Williams.
Yes, Trustee Williams. And I just wanted to also congratulate
Thank you.
Mr. Kelvin Watson on a job well done and being recognized as the Librarian of the Year. The experience was profound at the ALA conference. Not only was the conference awesome, the guest speakers were amazing. LeVar Burton was absolutely phenomenal. Folks came up to ask him a question and couldn't even ask the question because they were in tears of how he inspired them. So there were some really inspirational speakers there, and I'd be remiss if I didn't say that it was inspiring to go by the Obama Library and Center and just walk that campus and just see the inspiration and the folks who just walk through the grounds. Wasn't able to go to the museum, but the library, although it was not a large library, it's a small library, but it is very impactful. So that's what I would have to say about my experience there.
Thank you, Trustee Williams. I open up to you, Trustee Ford.
I was very fortunate. I started off my official time at the conference by spending the morning with the history makers, individuals who were doing a program that lasted about 3 hours. We went to their headquarters, which are in Chicago, and the emphasis this time was the American Revolution and the Black experience. But seeing what they have done, what they've built, the portraits of the individuals that they've interviewed and captured for going forth in history was really impressive. I also went to a very interesting program on serving incarcerated populations, which we do as part of our job. I think sometimes people don't realize that we reach into the prisons and into the jails. And I think Leo told me one time that the most popular author, at least, was Colleen Hoover, interestingly enough, men and women both, which they found that was kind of interesting too when I was at the meeting. I did go to an ALA meeting for grants and scholarships, and those people, as I told Maggie Farrell, they were astonished that I showed up. But I did discover one of their funding sources, which I will share later. They weren't real, I don't think they realized they had told me that. And there were lots of authors, lots of publishers, lots of writers in progress, lots of encouragement. ALA brings as diverse a population as what we see walk through our doors every day. I mean, it's wonderful to see the professionals that fit into all different categories. Rachel Maddow was incredible, as was Jill Biden. And one of the last things I want to say is I won $5,000 for the library district from Hoopla, which is for that. And that's going to be used for the teen program and the STEM program to encourage more use and more children to be able to, or students to come in and use it. So I had a wonderful time. It was a great conference. And I think it had a larger population, I do believe. So thank you very much. I was very proud to represent the Las Vegas Clark County Library District. Good to see you.
Trustee Prophet.
Thank you so much. So I echo the sentiment of my board members. I must say it was an amazing experience. Before I touch up on Kelvin, I also say to the staff that were there in attendance that I appreciate the professionalism. I visited the booth, and the professionalism there was a radiation of the leadership here. And for that, I appreciate that. Now on to the executive director. It was inspiring to watch him within the midst of his profession. He inspired, he humbled, he was held for his professionalism, for his character. And throughout all of that, I saw a man who stood as if he was not above all, but level to the approach. And I think that is the type of leader we want, someone who can be approached at any given time on any given subject, and then embraced by anyone, as well as embracing those who embraces him. And so for that, I commend you, Executive Watson, for what you've done and for what you displayed out there. It was an amazing experience. I think those out there from the private industry, as well as the government industry, who knew you, expected nothing less. But those of us who are getting to know you in the field were in complete shock and amaze. And so for that, I thank you for the experience.
All right, and I'll just sort of echo what my fellow trustees have said. And one of the things, this is probably my 4th conference that I've gone to. And so I know what it means to be part of Kelvin's entourage at the conferences. And he truly is a superstar in the field. And, you know, unless you go to the national conference or the PLA conference, you can really see how much deference and appreciation that the library community has in general for what Kelvin has done here in Las Vegas and what the team is accomplishing. And I shared it at a previous remark at the last conference when I was in Philadelphia. The things that you are doing are innovative, groundbreaking, and the library community really looks to our resources and what we're posting and what we're doing as benchmarking where they should be aspiring to become. So not just Kelvin, but the entire team, you know, we appreciate all that you all do. And we know that it takes an entire team, everyone realizing their unique contributions and potential to the library vision to be able to help us achieve all these amazing things that we have been recognized over the years. And every year we're saying unprecedented, unprecedented. We haven't done this before. And so I know it's a hard act to follow, but you know, we may not get the awards as we have gotten it before, but know that, you know, the important work that you're doing is still needed and it still will be appreciated, even if it's not memorialized in the form of an award. So I thank all that you do. And for my fellow board members, if you have not attended a conference as a board member, I know one of the things that was always surprising to me when we would meet the vendors or fellow librarians or conference attendees, they would always say, wow, I wish my board member would come to the conference so they could really see what the library system is about and the benefit that it has and impact it has in the lives of those that frequent it. So thank you all that you do, Kelvin and team, much appreciated. I feel privileged to be on the board, in particular as the board chair. And then we have one more surprise that we want to present. Trustee Williams had a great idea when we were in Chicago, and we want to thank Chandler for sort of picking up the mantle to execute it. So Chandler, I will turn it over to you to key it up. And this is just a video that we created based on the experience from Chicago. So for those who weren't able to be there, you can sort of experience it through the video and pictures.
I appreciate being selected as the 2026 Librarian of the Year. What we're doing in Vegas, you know, we're changing the game, but I mean, I think if you follow the whole trajectory from Broward, from Queens, like, you know where I got my start? I got my start as a vendor. And so what I try to bring is that relationship with our vendor partners. You know, Rich and I, we were talking about Ann Arbor, as he mentioned. So I was at Borders we cross paths in borders. So I've crossed paths with everybody in different ways in this room in one way or another, depending on where I've been in life. And so what I'll just say is, be you.
Thank you, Chandler. And
I think Chandler needs a hand of his own. That's above and beyond.
Chandler was a great handler of all of us. We'd have been running around with our heads cut off if it weren't for Chandler keeping us organized. So
Chair.
yes, Trustee Williams.
And I would just like to throw out there that next year's ALA conference will be in New Orleans.
Yes. Okay, with that said, we will circle back to public comment. We have another guest here to present.
So next for public comment is Congressman Stephen Horsford.
Good afternoon. Thank you, Mr. Chairman, members of the board. It's great to see so many friends on the board of directors. And I know Mayor Berkeley was here earlier. I am Congressman Stephen Horsford, for the record, representing the 4th Congressional District. And I want to thank you for having me as part of the public comment to celebrate your own Executive Director, Kelvin Watson. Since taking on the role as Executive Director of the Las Vegas Clark County Library District in 2021, Director Watson has been an unstoppable force, breathing new life and energy into our libraries and in partnership with our entire community. He is a tireless connector who has helped build and strengthen key partnerships in all areas throughout the Valley. And I have seen it firsthand in the work that we do in the community, and wherever I try to show up, the library is there, and that speaks volumes. But because of Director Watson's innovative thinking, the library district has taken steps to close the digital divide, which is something that is incredibly important here in our community for both young people and adults, as well as improving reading literacy throughout our communities, and the partnership with Workforce Connections, which I think has been also honored nationally because of the partnership. His work is the embodiment of the vital role that our public libraries play in our community, and has helped position the Las Vegas Clark County Library District to successfully take on the challenges of today and tomorrow. I know that working in the public sector is not always easy. The demands of the budget and the constraints of resources is not easy, but you all have worked tirelessly to make that happen. So I want to thank the Board of Directors, the Board of Trustees, I should say, for your work in strengthening our community and the trust and the support that you've given to Director Watson and to all the team members of the Las Vegas Library District, the Las Vegas Clark County Library District, because we know it takes a team to make these things possible. I am excited about the new library in the historic West Side at West Las Vegas Library. I've already done events there myself. And every time I've been at the library, as well as other libraries throughout the Valley, we are seeing the tremendous impact that is being made. And one of the first questions that I asked Director Watson when the idea of a new library was being proposed, because I grew up attending the old West Las Vegas Library as a young person. And I said, how will you match not only the community spirit, but the level of excellence that every community throughout the Valley deserves? And not only did he meet, but you all have exceeded our expectations. That is a tremendous library and one that I know will continue to be an example for our entire Valley and for communities beyond. So I'm looking forward to the continued growth of our libraries and world-class programming for our residents. I want to say thank you to Director Watson, and on behalf of the people of the 4th Congressional District, I would like to present you a certificate of special congressional recognition. I honored you as part of my remarks on the floor, but I wanted to be here in person to present this certificate to Executive Director Kelvin Watson on behalf of the 4th Congressional District. We are deeply honored to recognize your visionary leadership and unwavering commitment to serving all of Southern Nevada. Since assuming the role, you've strengthened partnerships, expanded digital access, advanced literacy, and improved partnerships in workforce development. Thank you for your tireless dedication to strengthening our local libraries as a place of learning, opportunity, and connection. Congratulations on being our National Librarian of the Year. Keep up the great work. Thank you all. Keep up the great work.
Okay, moving back to agenda item 5 under the chair's report. Agenda 5B, the foundation. I don't believe we have anyone from the foundation to report. I'll give an update. I'll give an update. Yeah. Okay. We'll just do the foundation update as part of the library report. So with that said, that concludes agenda item 5. We will move to agenda item 6, library reports. Now I'll turn over to Executive Director Watson.
Thank you, Chair Rogers, Board of Trustees, community, staff, friends. This has been, it's been a whirlwind. But as mentioned earlier, we don't do this alone. I don't do this alone. I think my team knows that. Our team, the entire library, itself, we go in and day out, serving the community. We wake up in the morning, or at least I do, wake up in the morning, go to bed at night, still serving, thinking about serving, how I'm going to serve better. And that's what I appreciate, is that we haven't taken our foot off the gas. And as many of you know, we probably won't. We've got ideas and things that we want to do, and we show up. I think that's one of the things that that I love about us and love working here and being a part of the team, is that we show up and we continue to show up day in and day out. I was at an event last night and someone came up to me and she was talking about, she's in social work, but she said, I went to the East Las Vegas Library for the first time. And she said, you serve more of my clients than I do. And so we're going to have a partnership with her and her with her and her organization going forward. But I said, yes, that's what we do. We're here for the entire community. And she was just astounded. But the other thing she said was, you know, we get all the numbers that we talk about, all the people that we share those KPIs out.
And in a lot of cases, people don't believe that libraries are serving that many people, but she said, you know what? I saw it for myself. And she says, now I'm going to be evangelizing about that out in the community. So I just wanted to say those few words. I'll probably have more to say later. I want to give a brief update regarding the foundation that I'm aware of. That I didn't get this from the foundation, so I'm going to share it just because I know about it. They're in the midst of their interviews for their executive director. They are scheduling second round interviews next week that I will participate in. I think that's the 15th of the 15th. So of next week. So I'll be participating in those interviews. And I think they're down to 2 candidates. Yeah, thanks, Jeff. So they're down to 2 candidates. So I wanted to share that. That's the update that I am aware of from the foundation. And they have a meeting scheduled, their board meeting scheduled in August. I think that's August the 15th as well. So regarding the executive director's monthly report, June was a very busy month, along with attending ALA, all the things that are here, continually visiting and showing off the West Las Vegas Library. I had an opportunity to host the superintendent who hadn't been over to the library. So I, spent the morning with her. And we're looking at some additional partnerships and programs moving forward with CCSD. The IFLA award was already mentioned, but what I'll add to that is we are shortlisted, one of 4 out of 19 entries and 9 countries. So that is, as I tell people when I talk about it, we've already won being on the list. And for American libraries, libraries in the United States, we hardly ever make the list for this award. And so that's an accomplishment in itself. In the fall, we have the ULC Forum, the Urban Libraries Council Forum will be held at we're hosting, and we're going to be doing a reception. So the more about that, the board, you'll hear more about that. The dates are September 30th to October 2nd. And we're going to have a reception at the new West Las Vegas Library. We're looking at probably 350 approximately librarians from all over the country that are going to experience Las Vegas. So hopefully we can bring some cooler weather, but we'll see how that goes, at that time. And then the School Library Journal, they're going to be having their event here in Las Vegas as well. Again, the West Las Vegas Library will be hosting them. And so that's going to be in November. The other thing I'll mention, I know this went out to the Board of Trustees, and staff are aware as well. The town hall is going to be next week, the 16th, at the Windmill Library and online starting at 10 a.m. So it is recorded. So if you're unable to attend in person, that you'll be able to see see what happens at the meeting. It's a little different from the one we do in December, where we do more of the recognizing of staff. This one is really about. This one's going to really be about the closing out of Strategic Playbook 2025 as we move forward, and the directors will be giving their updates. So there's going to be lots of things about what's coming down the pipe, but even more because we only have a few minutes to talk about what's happening. But as you know, even if it's not already written down, we continue to add more things to the list every day. So that's the end of my report. I'll take any questions from the Board of Trustees at this time.
All right, I'll open it up to see if there are any reports or questions, comments that my fellow trustees have.
For those who don't know about is it IPSLA, the award? Can you just talk about the background of it? Because I think most people don't know.
So IFLA is the International Federation of Library Association, right, Maggie? All right. So it's made up of libraries from all over the world, public libraries, and so really what they take ideas of from all over and have a conference, and it's the IFLA conference, and they are focusing on the future. That's pretty much the conversations about the future of what's happening. For example, I had an opportunity to speak at the IFLA conference when it was in Cape Town, Johannesburg, a few years ago. And one of the things that I was there speaking on was about ebooks, APIs, and the connectivity of ebooks with technology. And so really it's like sharing best practices and ideas internationally. So what's happening with the libraries in Denmark, for example, they're like one of the shining library stars. But what's happening in Singapore, for example, in China. So not just what we hear about primarily in the US with what's happening with our libraries and the Canadian libraries, we really have a close relationship. This is really an expansion of all of those, what's happening.
Thank you.
Any other questions, trustees?
I think just really quickly, I want to, once again, I think I do this every year. Summer is a time when a lot of our patrons have extra time on their hands. Big shout out to our operations team, our branding team, our events team for creating a safe, engaging indoor space. I'm always so impressed by the events that are going on, everything from bluegrass concerts to, I saw there were 10 people in the Meadows branch at once. That's amazing. It's just, it's a huge undertaking, and these are times when our community needs us. So thank you very much. Combating the summer slide is real. Finding a place that is cool in the summer is real, and getting people in to the library to see what can be available is real. And you guys are doing a great job this summer.
Yeah, I also would like to just give some shout outs. I had the most amazing library Saturday a couple of Saturdays ago. I brought my kid here to do the K-pop Demon Hunter event, which was so crazy crowded, and the staff was so amazing at controlling that crowd and making sure that every kid had a really great experience. And my friend had gone to the previous one and was like, oh, it's just, you can tell that they've learned. The last one was great. This one's even better. They just keep getting better. And that is such a cool thing to be a part of. And then that night I went to the Halfway to Halloween drag show at the Windmill Library, which was so fun. I was chatting at dinner beforehand with our server about what we were doing that night. And she was like, I didn't know libraries did that. And we were like, oh my gosh, yeah. And she's like, well, I'm not on social media. How can I find out about this stuff? And I was like, they have a really great email newsletter. I feel like that is kind of funny to say in 2026, but the email newsletters are really good. Thank you, Pam. Yeah, and it was just so fun. And so many people there had not been there. Saw some of my UNLV students there. Because it's just a nice, safe space to be in, to do something cool with the community, and just having such very different days with such very different crowds on the same day at two different libraries on opposite sides of town just really highlights the really cool things that are happening in the library, the different parts of the community that we're connecting with, and the fact that the staff feel empowered to put on these kinds of events for these kinds of people is just, I think that speaks a lot to the leadership of the library, the leadership of Kelvin. And it's a really exciting place to be.
All right, I did my 3 Mississippis. Okay, we're moving on. All right, so we'll close out library reports agenda item. We will move to unfinished business, thank you. Do we have a motion to accept the library reports as submitted? So moved by trustee Prophet. We have a second.
Second.
All right. All those in favor say aye.
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 Any opposed? All right. See what happened when I miss a few board meetings? I get out of practice. I start moving too fast. Okay, now unfinished business. We have nothing on the unfinished business. We will move to agenda item 8, new business. We will start with agenda item A, consent agenda. So we will discuss possible board action regarding revised library rules of conduct. So I'll turn it over to Director Watson.
So this is a a consent agenda item, but if you have any questions about the item, we can call up, Director of Operations, Leo Segura.
Mr. Chair, I have a question, but I think it can be answered by Kelvin. So we have like the people who are there to like make the final decision on appeals. Have we had anyone go through the process of trying to appeal?
We have hundreds.
Sorry about that. Leo Segura, Library Operations Director for the record.
Process, but they've gone through the appeal process.
We
Okay,
have quite a few number that go through appeal on a regular basis. They go through our discipline and security team. The team reviews the request itself, along with the evidence that we have from the incident reports, witness statements, and then any statement that person had gotten to us in writing. And then now we have some video evidence from our security cameras that we also review. And then we make a recommendation based off of all that information to the executive director, and Executive Director Watson makes the final decision on the disposition of the request.
perfect. Okay, I feel like my only little is like, well, are people actually using it? Like, is this a process that is like a real process? But it sounds, as long as people feel empowered to actually go through the process, it's not confusing, it's accessible, then that's my only question. Thank you.
And just for the public, so they understand, what is the change?
The change is to add the up to a 3 and 5 year, or up to 5 years of trespass time for anyone committing violent acts at the library. In the past, we only had kind of the teeth of a 1-year trespass or up to a year. But, you know, we've had security guards hit over the head with large rocks and, you know, a number of other things. And we just wanted to make sure that we have recourse to prevent some of those acts from reoccurring.
Thank you. I completely agree with this policy change, and I just wanted to make sure that the public understood what we were doing and why we're doing it. Thank you.
And I might add that the 3 and 5 year trespasses are very rare.
Right.
Most of them are much less than that. It's when it's really egregious.
Yeah, I just, for me as a board member, if it is any violent conduct, you know, people come here to work, and it's very important that we provide work safety for the patrons and our staff. And so thank you for working on this policy.
And to ensure that people are receiving their First Amendment rights to receive information, we do also make sure that their digital library card is still accessible for our digital resources. And they also have access to other library districts, including Henderson, Boulder City, UNLV. So if they're trespassed from us, they're not necessarily excluded from getting information at libraries. They just can't do it with us.
I think it's a thoughtful policy. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, question, Chair.
Yes, Trustee Williams?
And to your point that you just made, do we share that information to those other libraries? Because if this is a violent person and we've actually got to the point where we've had to ban somebody for that length of time, should we not, should we not share that? I'm just asking. I don't know, because this, we
That's
shouldn't share it, or
Back to
shouldn't.
being on a circulated list. I wouldn't be comfortable with that.
Okay.
I-
No, just
I
asking.
realized, I understand your reasoning, but I don't think we need to go down that road.
Okay.
Maybe I'm wrong.
I was just curious, because we're talking about somebody who's potentially.
It would really have to be excessive and imminent for us to do anything.
I was going to say our partner libraries do have some access to information because they buy into our catalog. So if I trespass somebody, it's notated in the catalog so that they may also know about it. And it's up to them if they want to enforce it or not. I'm not telling them what to do to enforce it or not to enforce it.
Because I'm just asking that question because other agencies in other situations do share that type of information. So
Yeah.
they at least have an idea of different individuals who have
Let's
caused.
put it this way.
Just
I
one
think
of
the
the-
information is available and they can go looking for it, but we're not going to hand it to them.
For
Right.
the contract libraries.
Right.
For other libraries, we do also have a need to protect somebody's individual First Amendment rights to receive information. So we report to the police, we report to the FBI, we've reported to other policing agencies to make sure that our staff and our community is safe. And then this is just to help further insulate us to make sure that our staff and our customers are safe.
Thank you.
It's a thoughtful policy and I like the way that it's currently written.
Thank
And
you.
I'd like to see if we can move forward on a vote with it.
You want to make the motion?
Yes, I move to approve the policy that we've just discussed. What's the line item? I'm sorry. It's okay.
He does.
But I,
Someone have the exact,
A motion to approve the library rules of conduct as revised effective August 1st, 2026.
thank you.
I second.
do we have a second?
I second.
Okay, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, moving.
Thank you very much.
Leo.
So I know we already addressed the presentation by the mayor, by the congressman, and the check presentation of $200,000 from Cox. We will move to agenda item 4, which is discussion and possible board action to authorize staff to make ongoing purchases exceeding $75,000 for computer hardware and software, telecommunications hardware, and related technology infrastructure during fiscal year 2026-2027.
For the record, Robert O'Brien, Director of IT. A little background, the district established a technology replacements and upgrades program in fiscal year 2002 to 2003 to replace aging technology assets. It has since expanded to support new initiatives and district-wide improvements. The fiscal year 2026-2027 adopted budget includes funding within the program for the replacement of the end-of-life systems, deployment of the new technology of branches, and other district-wide initiatives. Funds may be reallocated as needed to address emerging priorities. This item seeks authorization for staff to proceed with technology-related purchases exceeding $75,000 that are included in a board-approved budget, eliminating the need for separate board approval for each individual purchase. The Information Technology Department will continue to report expenditures through the Executive Director's monthly board report. Many purchases may qualify for exemption under NRS 332.115. However, staff will continue to obtain competitive, informal quotes when appropriate and ensure best value for the district.
I'll open up to my fellow trustees to see if there are any questions.
Mr. Chair. I mean, as a person who's very far away from that life, can you just give me an example of like what's something that they would be buying?
Sure, we'd be buying the routers for like EduRoam and access points and new equipment when it goes on sale to get a better deal for the public.
I love that fiscal responsibility. Okay, thank you.
Absolutely.
No other questions? All right, I'll hear a motion.
I motion to authorize staff to make ongoing purchases exceeding $75,000 for computer hardware and software, telecommunications hardware, and related technology infrastructure during fiscal year 26-27, consistent with the board-approved adopted budget.
Do we have a second?
I'll second.
Okay, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, motion carries.
Thank you.
Let me, yeah, I gotta click back to get back to the agenda. Yeah. All right, that concludes agenda item number 8. We're moving to agenda item 9, executive session. So we will, do we have a motion to go to executive session?
I make a motion to go to executive session.
Do we have a second?
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, we are now transitioning to the closed executive session. So we'll ask all of our guests to depart the room. And then if our IT team could discontinue the broadcast? Thank you. Except for, there should be another link for the executive session.
Decent smash burger.
Yeah, they're opening one at Henderson. They're opening a second location.
Oh, really?
After 50 years or something. Yeah.
It's a call.
It's a funny name. It's like,
I can't remember the name. I was.
it's like, it's a phrase more than a name.
Styling something.
That's funny. We were just talking about the place last night.
I went for the first time and had a smash burger there last.
Yeah.
They were.
They just got a cheeseburger and veggie burger.
That's it.
That's the menu.
And tater tots.
Oh, right. I've been on just,
Stay tuned burgers.
yeah, stay, that's it. Yeah.
Stay tuned burgers.
Yeah, they do.
The burger was not
I
bad.
think it's gonna, they're gonna, they're on Eastern and
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, the burger wasn't, came out pretty quick. Drinks were reasonable price. I had really 2 drinks. I came up. Yeah.
like, this is
That-
Vegas,
that-
what do we?
Yeah.
Sounds great.
Sorry.
Hi, what?
What flavor is it?
What flavor is it, John? Vanilla? Is it all good? White?
Good, I can pass.
I wanna come.
Starting to bounce you.
Y'all wanna start cutting it now?
Are you did it?
No, no, I'm not at all, actually.
Yes, she's a mom, she's a free. All the time. Okay, is your is being bought by a single individual?
Is what?
Is Caesar's being bought by a single individual?
Yes. Our go shop period ends Saturday. It's been
Yeah.
I got that.
interesting.
But they don't have enough people to bring up.
Yes, we'll see.
Oh, that's a nervous place spot.
Yeah, I mean, it'll be another year at least anyway, as we navigate it. Kind of figure out what it'll be,
Right.
you know, what can you do?
It's just that you just now. And then. both-
No, both at the same time, right?
Whatever.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's so cold.
I'm deeply regretting like the one time the library
Yeah.
doesn't have a cardigan, you know, like
know.
why?
I usually have one too.
He's good. He's good.
Well, we're here, then we get to. I'm gonna come to chat with you. Yeah,
So you need a motion to go back into.
Yeah, I was trying to get back to my agenda.
That was exciting.
All right. Do we, is all the board members are back?
Yeah.
Okay. Do we have a motion to open our regular session, meeting
I-
session?
I do so move that we reopen our meeting today, July 9th.
All right, do we have a second?
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All right, motion carries. Okay, we're just open up. We just concluded our conversations about the executive director's performance, ratings, goals for the next year, and compensation. So before we go into the compensation results, I'll turn it over to each board member to let them share any remarks or comments they have relative to Director Watson's performance. So I'll start with Trustee Whiteley.
I think this has been an exceptional year for Kelvin. It's been an exceptional year for the library district. And I'm very pleased with everything that he's done and the progress that he's helped push the district to. Three things specifically come to mind when I think about exceeding our sort of standard performance expectations with Kelvin. The first is that he successfully navigated a very large capital project with obviously the help of this incredible team. The second is he's secured significant non-budgeted grant funds that help us in our mission that I'm particularly grateful for, allowing us to expand our programming across the valley into people who need it most in underserved communities. And the third is obviously the incredible recognition that you have received for yourself and for the district as a whole, the way you lead in the field. So congratulations on an incredible year, and thank you for all you do.
Thank you, Trustee Whiteley. Trustee Prophet.
Right. I echo my partner as well. And I also would like to say thank you, Executive Director Watson. Thank you to the entire library district. I know this has been a very big effort, but it takes, as stated before, with a vision like this, it definitely takes a solid hand. And, all of you, congratulations, have done a phenomenal job. But to you specifically, Director Watson, job well done. I'm optimistic about the future, and I know we have a brighter one ahead of us.
Thank you. Trustee Fiedler.
This is only my second time going through this process as one of the newer board members, but I feel really lucky to have joined the board when I did. Last year was such an incredible year for the district and for Kelvin Watson's leadership. And then this year is somehow even better, which I think speaks a lot. I hope we're always doing really good work. Maybe not as much as this year, but always doing good work. And I'm really impressed with what I've seen in this past year. And I really applaud you for your vision and executing that vision.
All right, Trustee Williams.
Yes, I just wanted to say congratulations on having a phenomenal year. Didn't think you could have a better year from last year, but you proved me and a lot of people wrong. I want to give you all the accolades and kudos, but I also want to spread that love to your staff. Without your staff, a lot of things can't be possible, and I think your staff have gone above and beyond for you. And I think that a lot of your work that you do is because you have a passion about this community, about this library, about the work that you do every day. So I don't even know if this is a job to you. This seems like it's a love. You wake up, go to bed, sleep, drink this stuff. And so for that, it's easy for you, and it makes the success and all of the things that come your way just natural. And so for that, appreciate all your work. And that's why I see you as exceptional at doing what you do.
And Trustee Sanchez.
Kelvin, you've had a phenomenal year. You had a phenomenal year before, but you were exceptional again, and that is not typical. And I would just like to say, as a board member, I appreciate your leadership and your team working very hard, because it's not easy to push the boundaries of a library district. To be quite frank, this library district doesn't just provide books, it provides workplace employment, it closes the digital divide, it helps communities that don't have access to a lot of accessibility. And so to me, that is a very important feature, that you wake up in the morning and you try to figure out how you can build and grow our community, and that I very much appreciate. I also recognize that you have a breadth of responsibility. You have over 600 employees, you have more than 20 branches, and you're still at the forefront of not just Las Vegas, but of our nation and internationally. That is very commendable. And sometimes I don't know how you do it, but I'm glad you do it. So I hope you understand that as a board member, I find that your passion has really changed our library district for the better. And we support you 100%. And I look forward to your next endeavors. And also, shout out, love the new West Las Vegas Library. It's beautiful.
Trustee Ford?
I'm the only board member remaining, other than, of course, Jerry, our attorney, who was on the hiring committee. Were you there? I'm sorry. Whatever.
I got to offer him the job.
And we are so, we have been so rewarded by him joining us. The community at large has been rewarded, as well as the profession. This evening, when it came to our closed session, we had some very lively conversations on appropriate compensation, on his exemplary performance. I'm just thankful he's here and that he's made Las Vegas his home. Thank you, Calvin.
Yes. Trustee Dukowski?
Can't believe.
Thank you. Kelvin, you are exceedingly proficient at everything you do. I don't know how you manage to do all that you do. You must not sleep much. You're the best when it comes to being a leader, a collaborator, doing the right thing for the right at the right time. I'm always amazed when you originally learned about you being hired by former trustee and councilwoman of Mesquite, so I was told, oh, we've got a really good library director now, and he's excellent. And so I really didn't realize it. It didn't really dawn on me until I had time to work with the team, the library trustees, and you. And it's mind-boggling is how much is being done. And I appreciate what you've done to expand services in the library system, because the community really needs that support. And keep doing the good work. We hope to see you for decades. Thank you.
Trustee Jones, I didn't get a chat check, so I didn't know if you were in a space where you could speak or not.
I'm standing outside, so I'm good. I just want to say to our amazing executive director, thank you. I see you in community. I see you in places that you don't even have to be. I think that we have become spoiled because you do exceptional work consistently and you keep achieving more and more. I'm excited about what you're going to do. I want you to know that you have my full support. What I hear in the district and from the staff, people are happy. They're excited. They like working with you. You're doing creative and new things. We want to keep that going and just know that you have not just my appreciation, but my respect and my admiration, because I see the work that you do that a lot of folks don't see, the places that you go, the issues that you handle. I recognize when you're seen in our community as a leader, you get a lot more than library stuff. People aren't just calling you about that because they trust you and they know you. And just thank you for your amazing leadership. And I just want to put that out there. And thank you to the staff. I see the library everywhere now. And I know this is not something that we've seen before in our district, but you just keep taking it up a notch. And so just thank you. And you have my ultimate respect.
All right, this was hard. I have to go last after all the things have been said. But, I want to start too by just acknowledging the team, because, all the great accomplishments that the library has achieved under Kelvin's direction. It takes a team to buy into the vision. It takes a team to execute the vision. And so my hat's off to you as well, all the things that you do to help make this reality. Kelvin, we've had a great run. And I had the privilege of, calling Kelvin to offer him the position at the time of his interview. And then I'll say, going back to the interview, what impressed me initially with Kelvin was he was the first person that I ever interviewed where you could ask him a 2, 3, 4-part question He wrote nothing down, and he answered every question thoroughly with examples. And I was so impressed, I was like, why are we going another round interview? We may as well hire this guy now before he's not available. But all the things that Kelvin communicated that he was going to do when he got the position, he has met and exceeded all those expectations that he put out there. And, you know, one of the things that we really wanted, as one of the board members shared, is we wanted someone to be more visible and present in the community. We wanted our libraries refreshed. We wanted some new libraries. We wanted to have a national presence, and we wanted someone to really embrace our board members. And Kelvin has done all those things. And I always, you know, never understood the complexity of the library system until I started going to the conferences. And every time I just gained more respect for the work that has to take place for library operations to operate and be effective and available to its community, and just all the things that, you know, Kelvin shares. And as one of our board members shared, you know, Prophet shared that, you know, it's amazing to see Kelvin operate in the library space at the conferences. Like, everyone is just sort of just waiting to hear a nugget of knowledge from Kelvin in terms of what's next, what are you thinking? And it just sort of just comes naturally for him to be able to identify where there are needs and opportunities, and to be thinking about things a year, 2 years in advance. And so that has always impressed me with Kelvin. And then the last thing I learned is, you know, going to the library conferences, you know, you have to have some energy. You know, you all know how to, you know, go, and not just, you know, late, but get up early. And one of the things I always say, you know, Kelvin, at least one of his superpowers is stamina, you know, because we would be up late and Kelvin be like, well, hey, I got to be at this thing to speak at 7 o'clock. And he like, Trustee, are you coming? I'll be like, I have to see about it. I'm still, you know, I would be like, you know, I'm still on the West Coast time zone, so I don't know. But that is one of the things I appreciated. And just to close it out, you know, I always, you know, talk to my team about how I'm learning different things from Kelvin, and talk about the 4 C's. And that is communication, coordination, collaboration, and most importantly, cooperation, to be able to get things done. And so he demonstrates, you know, all those 4 C's in my eyes. And certainly I think he's deserving of all the successes and accolades that he's received. And that, and if you can't tell, as a board, we unanimously gave him a rating of exceptional, the highest rating possible. We also, for his goals, we agree with the goals that that were presented for fiscal year 27 or 26-27 year. We will just sort of maybe quantify a few of those, but we agree with the 4 goals as presented. And then also in terms of his COLA, we agree that he will be awarded the 2.72% COLA. He will get the 3% merit. And then we also agreed to provide a one-time discretionary performance bonus of 20%. And now we would just need to have a motion from one of our board members. And I'll just read the motion, and someone can just agree to approve it, to move it. The motion is to approve the executive director's performance evaluation rating of excellent, consider and approve any recommended compensation adjustments, which we just stated as 2.7% COLA, 3% merit, and a 20% one-time discretionary performance bonus. And then also adopt his fiscal year 2026-2027 goals as presented. Do we have a motion?
So moved.
So moved.
Do we have a second?
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
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 Any opposed? All right, motion carries. Congratulations, Director Watson. And I don't know if you want to say anything.
I'll say a couple of words. It's just, you know, just in looking at time, so we won't keep everybody all night. So first of all, I want to thank you, Chair Rogers, Board of Trustees. I want to thank, of course, again, continue to thank the staff, all the staff from the AT, all the way down to the folks who we work with with our contractors, our best janitorial services, everybody that we work with, the security guards. So just everybody that makes the team. Either you are working for us directly or with us directly or indirectly. As mentioned, I can have all the vision and all the ideas, but it really takes the team to execute, really cooperate, coordinate, and make things happen, to make it deliverable. Certainly, I do try to challenge folks on probably with my stamina or working hard, but I think setting that example is what I think people appreciate, and hopefully, you're going to continue to see that. It's been it's been an interesting year. All the things, and I mentioned this at the Library Journal Award ceremony. So one of the things that happened this past year was that I had an illness, I had a blood clot and so didn't know what was going to happen, how it was going to go, and worked through it. To some of my team members, they are still communicating that I probably shouldn't have been on the phone while I was being wheeled into surgery, but that's just how that's me. So working through that and making sure that we are continuing to deliver the services, the programs, serving the community, helping to continue to transform and change people's lives. That's what we do. And so I appreciate everybody. I appreciate, the support, and I'm looking forward to the next year and the years and years following that. So thank you.
Okay, we will move to announcements. I won't take up additional time by reading those, just sort of lays out our meeting schedule for the.
No meeting in August.
That's right.
No meeting in August.
No meeting in August. Do we have anyone sign up for public comment, Chandler?
No, Chair, no one is signed up for public
All
comment.
right, do we have a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn.
We have a second?
Second.
All right, we are adjourned. I know we have some celebration cake over here
Stay for signature. You got to take it, Jeff, you need signature, right? Yeah.
for me, from me,
No,
from everybody. Okay. All right.